have the fourth lava coil in at main. I think one of the reasons that they've been able to shave the lava coil and the beacon boats and stuff like that, like some copies of them in the actual Phoenix versions of Drakes, is because you block very, very well with Drakes. And between spell pierces and some of this other stuff, I don't know how well we're going to block with this deck, but I want to give it a try. Like, I respect Jerry a ton, and the deck looked fun anyway, and I was already going to try it at some point soon because people have been asking about it. So seems like a pretty good excuse to try it as soon as Jerry put out a list, and his list and article is on the premium side of StarCityGames.com for anybody who wants to check into it. And I highly recommend his podcast called The Game for those that want to listen to podcasts. I'll do more advertising for Jerry than I will for myself in this episode, which is kind of weird. I think I would pedal myself, but nah. Figure anybody that is going to follow my stuff at this point pretty much has, since, I'm a useless streamer. I don't even know if I can be called a streamer, but whatever. I'm just gonna rumble and mumble and babble, and hopefully we're gonna visit some folks. So a 22 land deck here that's removed some of the card draw that looks like it often wants to get to 7 mana. Could be interesting. I think Enigma Drake's really good though. So we're versus Golgari. Be interesting. Our Spell Pierces and our Niv Mizzets aren't the best here, but in general, probably okay as long as they don't have Wild Growth Walker. Oh, not versus Golgari. I shouldn't have paid attention to this. He's moved on. Triple Shock versus Steam Vent is nothing that I'm ever going to want to see. Especially not going to want to see it when when they're not a Drake deck with Electromancers. I guess I want lands. I guess I don't want that land. Well, at least we give the appearance of being the minor appearance of being a control deck, which means he might not cast Nicol Bolas on this turn. Which is also why I'm not F6ing these turns. Red Rober, send us on over land? Not a land. Also, just don't think I want to cast it in a 7 mana. I don't think that gets us anywhere. Yeah, we're getting buried on lands, so that's not a game we're going to win. I'll attempt to shock it out. Guess I'm supposed to cast this Crackling Drake now? Definitely supposed to cast it now. So we can protect it from a Syncopate and or Essence Scatter. Kinda wish they didn't have the 5th land because Eldest Reborn's obviously just going to smash us here. There's nothing at all we can do about this. I think the Spell Piercers are going to be absolutely dead cards the entire game. And if I discard Bolt, that means I have to be able to play a spell to kill a Doom Whisperer. And I think there's some chance that they have Doom Whisperer in their deck. Like I actively wanted to put the 6th thing in our graveyard just in case they had Doom Whisperer. I guess I'm not putting that in my graveyard. And I am flipping this. Just so we can leave up this Spell Pierce that I don't think will do anything. It was more likely that they had Eldest Reborn as a 5, but... Poor Niv Mizzet. You're dead, my friend. He doesn't even have to use a spell here. But we get him to flip this. Like, this game's just over. This game's been over since we missed land drop 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever it was. I don't even remember what it was. These Spell Piercers are looking quite terrible. Wonder if we can just concede. I don't know what I'm drawing for. Like, I legitimately don't know what gets us out of this. With the colors we're playing, we can't really get rid of that. So I don't know how we actually beat a flip Nicobolus. Guess we'll make him spend 2 more mana if he wants to surveil. And Niv Mizzet might have been our only chance. Suppose they have discard spells, so I shouldn't bother to play this, but they also have just an answer for it here, and they have 6 cards, so they're going to have a removal spell for it, but letting them flip Search for Azcanta and trying to cast it next turn doesn't seem like a reasonable option either. Should we let them... You know, come to think of it, if there was black mana in the deck and we could use the back end of this, we might would have had a chance. Maybe we should put a Watery Grave and like a Dragon Skull summon in the deck or something. Seems like it's almost a 3-splash. we see a counterspell, we know the game's over. Hey, it's a syncopate, we know the game's over. We kind of knew it was over anyway, but like now we know it's over. I don't like this being dead to resolved planeswalkers. Multiple of our drakes. Brad Carpenter was testing this deck on stream earlier today, and he wasn't having much luck with it at all. You're gonna choose that, the counterspell? Why is that weird to me? I mean, sure, I guess I'll pay it. I don't have anything else. I choose you. So this gets counterspelled and or killed, one of the two. If he somehow has the worst hand on the planet, there's a minuscule chance that we could steal the game. Has to have the actual worst hand on the planet. Alright. He did not have the worst chance on or hand on the planet, so now we're at 0 chance. He didn't even bother to use Search for Ascanta, he just knows he wins. Oh, well, we're not technically dead. Guess he might just cast another Nicobolas, flip it, and then kill this. Since they didn't even use Search. Okay. We can concede now. We have some good sideboard cards at the least. We have this thing, we have these things, we have this thing, we have these things. We probably have this thing. Definitely going to get rid of these. Kind of want to get rid of these Spell Pierces, but I don't think 2 Disdainful Strokes is enough, so guess I'll trim on Lava Coil, though I'm a bit afraid of Thief of Sanity. Is that what it's called? Like a Thief of Sanity coming down early? Not sure what else I'm supposed to take out. Is Discovery just better than Shard of Course in our deck? I'm not sure. Try this. There's no negates in our 75. This is probably the best card in our deck versus them, so it's nice to draw our one of in their opening hand. Hopefully we don't get duressed. No duress. Feels good, fam. And that's probably their best card in their deck versus us. I feel like their card's better than our card, but who knows? Maybe it's not. Guess I don't want them to draw extra cards. I don't think I can take just a raw draw here. I think I still have to use this. Smart us, since we need it to land. Didn't get to land anyway, so doesn't matter that we were smart. We had such a big brain. It didn't matter. Haha, opponent. You can see our hand, it does almost nothing. Boo. They really bring in Sorcerer's Spyglass versus us? What did they expect to call? Like, they bring it in for exactly Rao? You wouldn't think Rao would be a popular deck or card in our deck. They certainly didn't bring it in for the one of. It's just awkward. I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying it surprises me. I'm not going to play around any counter spells or anything. Don't really care. Are we getting ghosted? I feel like we're getting ghosted. Too small to get ghosted. So I'm certainly not getting ghosted, I'm just whining. We can't beat a flip search, so I guess we just lose. He's probably going to try to counterspell it because they've not saw the spell pierce. Want the cards more than I want the damage. So I'm going to cast this too. They give me no impression there's an actual counterspell in their hand. Oh, just reborn time. Yay. This is just this one. I'd like to draw my search for Ascanta. Well, it'll depend on what they draw, I guess. Certainly ahead. Oh, another reborn. Well, we're just dead. Dang it. Maybe we can draw Nicobolus and fade one turn. There's 3 of them in our deck. But they're definitely going to row and kill both of our Drakes at this point. You're not Nicobolus. We got clowned pretty hard. I don't know what I could have done differently. Third Eldest Reborn, so now Nicobolus can't even win. Let's just move on to the next game. Interestingly, like, this is... Who cares? You're showing us bad cards. Like, why did you even sideboard this in? Anyway, interestingly, the deck they're playing, the Drake deck, like, almost can't lose to, so... It's kind of odd that the first match out of the gates we get punished to what felt like a fairly unwinnable match when it's normally a close to unlosable match. For not having Phoenixes, rather. I think I said Drake. But I consider Phoenix an honorary Drake, so I'll make that tongue slip a lot. This deck's supposed to be better versus Golgari? Black-green mid-range, so I guess that's what we want to get paired versus the test. I guess we keep it. It's obviously horrendous. Seems like it's better than going to 5 though, because we have the Scry then the Opt. Can't play the Opt till turn 2, but like it almost guarantees, or well, not guarantees, but gives us an extremely high chance of getting a second land between the two. So you have to go 4 cards deep. This is probably not a winnable match. 4 cards deep and fail. And that's game. And maybe we can hit a land and an Enigma Drake and they won't have anything. Which is impossible, by the way. They're either A, going to have creatures, or B, have Conclave, or C, have both. Like, it's actually impossible that they don't have some of that. There's the land. Did we get here? Did we get there? We did not get there. Guess this gives us the most opportunity to draw a shock. Lava coil's not good enough. Need a shock. And we're dead. Needed a shock to try to turn off these stub horns from turning into 3/3s by killing the vampire. Like I said, the lava coil wasn't going to be good enough. So you're probably too slow. You guys are probably too slow. Definitely want these. Definitely want these. Definitely want this. I don't actually hate the Niv Mizzet, but I have 10 low drops, so hopefully Enigma Drake can win the game, especially with the entrancing melody. This hand looks like a keep. I actually have tools. She uses her mana better. Like next turn we'll be able to play the Opt and the Lava Coil. Assuming they don't have a Danto, which is their best card versus us. We start with that one. Sure. Don't want you. Don't really want you. Guess we'll accept you and probably get rocked by Conclave, but still think it's probably right to play you this turn. They have to play two things to turn on the stub horn, so maybe it wasn't right to play it. Maybe I'm just supposed to Lava Coil Shock to make sure make sure they can't get the City's Blessing. This could have been a big error. I was just looking at the game thinking, like, hey, we get to play a 4-drop this turn, and we can play 5 mana worth of spells or something next turn. Is it a Conclave? Probably a Conclave. Yeah. I guess we just lose. Seems like their draw was better than ours. I don't think you're going to end up being good enough, but I think I'm going to keep you anyway. Just to guarantee that we have something to play next turn. It might end up being good enough. Depends on what the last two cards they have are and what we draw. Why'd they not attack with this? I guess that means they're playing the 4/4 and this won't be good enough then? I don't know if that was necessary. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to deal the 3 damage there, but what do I know? I'm confident you're supposed to just deal 3 damage there. Like, you're lethal this turn if you deal 3 there. I don't think I have an out. Yeah, didn't think that felt winnable. Well, we're 0-2-0-2 already. Drake's is pretty rough in that match as well. I do think Drake's is probably better, though. I don't know. We didn't draw our sideboard cards, really. We didn't draw any intent or any melodies. Maybe that would have mattered, but like he didn't draw his best cards. He didn't draw a Danto or anything. I don't know. Send us a Gogari deck. That's what I want to play versus. I want to know if that match is good or bad. Man, it feels like we ain't won in days. Pretty sure it's been like 3 days since we've did well. Maybe 4. The one league I played off stream with Red Deck Wins was just a 3-2 as well. Like, it didn't go particularly well either. Excuse me. Red Rover, it's been 2 minutes. Send us an opponent. Alright, I'm going on 3 minutes. I have better, thank you. Definitely have better things to do than wait on opponents when we're in the 0-2 bracket. Seems like probably the best hand we've had tonight. Definitely not upset to have this hand. Our opponent said hello and good luck. If I wasn't too busy biting my nails, I would probably top. And we're dead. Guess I have to keep that. I'm supposed to ignore that. Probably not. Probably doesn't really get to play anything better, does he? Sorry, anything better that I can kill. Guess I'm supposed to kill that too. Guess I'm supposed to play this. Just play Drake. See if they have 2 answers. Yeah, they had the 1. Do you have 2? Maybe I'm supposed to beacon boat last turn to try to stop them from getting City's Blessing. I'm pretty sure we basically lost though when this got wrecked. At the time we didn't even have the Spell Pierce in our hands, so I don't think we could have slowed it down any. Seems like that could just have been a large mistake. I'm certainly going to block. I could have blocked here and made them pay for, but then just like one pride kills my thing. Cool. Oh, we're certainly killing this. Oh, I misclicked. I meant to kill this stupid knight. Oh, what a dagger. I think we're just dead, too. I don't think we'll be able to spell pierce anything that matters. Oh, what a dagger. Such a misclick. So heroic reinforcements kill us? Take 14 if we block this. So yes, it does kill us. Since we'd have no way to clean up the board. Standard metagame's so silly right now. It's a lot like Modern. Like, the only good deck is black-green. And then there's a ton of decks that, like, people think are playable, but, like, they're not really playable. And if you just get the wrong pairings of whatever random deck you play, you can't win. I'm kind of annoyed that our opponent tanked on that. But we don't have an out, so it doesn't matter. Guess I could have held the Spell Pierce up. But like, I'm so far behind that if we get no value out of the Spell Pierce and we just wasted that mana, I feel like we lose too. And the odds of them not having heroic reinforcement are obviously higher than the odds of them having one, though like it's not unlikely for him to have one or anything. Like, we didn't get unlucky or anything, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying I think the one had a higher upside. Because we just leave that mana up and pass and like he plays like a creature or something. And then he can just like keep attacking and dealing little bits of damage to us while we're not really progressing. We're like just hoping to draw extra drakes. And if we choose to make that line, that means we can never tap out. We always have to hold up for it. Thought we had a real chance that game too until they had Tribunal, which is usually like a 2 of in these decks. Sometimes it's a 4. This match seems miserable. I seem to be having the same issues of this deck as Brad Carpenter was earlier. Or maybe I'm just not getting the right matches. Like, the big 3 decks right now are probably Gogari, Jeskai Control, and Is It Drakes, with the 4th best deck probably being Mono Red, though Boros Aggro might be popular to Mono Red. I think Mono Red's a stronger deck. So, like, maybe our deck's more set up to beat the first 3 than, like, the bottom half of that. Certainly keep, honestly, about the best our hand can get versus them. I mean, we need more lands, but you get the general. Wait, why were you worried about me? Why would anybody ever be worried about me? I'm doing okay. Felt pretty sick yesterday, but I took like a 2 hour nap and I woke up and everything that was like, I woke up around, I don't know, 4ish, and I was sick to my stomach. I had, like, my nose was so stopped up I couldn't breathe out of either nostril. My throat was beyond sore, which really sucks because I have no insurance and can't get antibiotics, and my doctor wouldn't even be open till Monday. Then I took like a 2.5 hour nap and I woke up and everything was grand. Like, felt peachy. Guess I'd better use this one. It's the same amount of cards. Alright, well, we're just not going to draw lands this time. No, I've streamed every day. I've not missed a day. I've definitely streamed every day. I think I can show that. Video producer. I don't think this is showing anything that I can't show. Yeah, you can see. Like the 1st, the 30th, the 29th, the 28th, the 27th, the 26th, the 25th, 24th. Streamed every day. 511 in a row. I think I'm up to date on my YouTube videos as well. I think they're all on YouTube. Good job, Spell Pierce. Slow Cal app. Guess I'd rather use this. Lands? Not lands. I'll suck it up and do it even when I'm not feeling good. It's probably going to take something like the flu to hold me down. Alright, well, we're 100% dead. I think we can just go ahead and scoop and be 0-6 on today. 100% scoop if we don't draw a land. Yeah. Well, I thought when I saw our opening hand that this was going to be a game we were going to steal. It was not a game that we stole. It was a game where we never saw a third land. These Nicobolas decks with just 22 lands confuse me, because, like, sure, you have a lot of cantrips, but this is something I was arguing with Rudy with once on Twitter. Like, say you draw 1 or 2 lands, right? And you're spending your turn to use, like, your ops, your charter courses, your discoveries, or whatever to make sure you hit your land drops, then you're not getting to play your removal spells and your drakes and stuff, and you're just falling further and further behind on board because you're looking for lands. Like in that last game, obviously we couldn't kill the Adonto. We don't have a card that can kill the Adonto. But, like, imagine that Adonto was just like a bunch of Knight of Graces or whatever. We have the option then of whether we look for land or we kill the Knight of Grace. And, like, if we don't find the lands, we're probably just going to die to Aurelia or Experimental Frenzy or something down the road. If we don't kill the threats, we're going to just die then. So then it puts you in a spot where I feel like I'm using a chart, hoping we get lucky and hit a land. That way we can shock or Shivan's Fire that turn as well. So I just don't like being thin on lands on decks that, like, clearly want to go to 6 or 7 or 8 mana. And considering we're a 3 dive down, 3 spell pierce Nicobolas deck, like, I think it's pretty reasonable that we're going to often want 7 mana. Which, you know, we actually have 7 drops in the sideboard. But it's just the way I think. I don't know. Anyway, we're 0-3. We'll be conceding to our upcoming opponents, but we'll play the matches. I think this is a keep. We get off the illusion that we're a control deck, so like if it goes well, maybe they'll sideboard poorly. Huh. Yeah, so they're Tormenting Voice deck. This is one of the matches that I was speculating that I think we might be strong versus. Especially since they're apparently having mana issues as well. JK, no more mana issues. Hey, we have our 7 mana for our Niv Mizzet and our Dive Down. They just got a Tormenting Voice there. Huh. I'd cast an Enigma Drake if we get it, so... I think I'm just going to keep that too. We can just play that next turn and use the Dive Down on it. While giving us a blocker ahead of schedule. Do we have to save this to try to dive down, or is that just like super poor? Alright, if they're not adding to the board, I think we can do this then. Theoretically, we're going to get to go off next turn. As long as he can't get this to 14 this turn. She's already at 8. There's a good chance he can get it to 14. There's probably no chance he can get it to 14, is there? Because if he makes a play to try to get it to 14, that means he's just casting a bunch of spells. And if he's casting a bunch of spells, we can just do all the damage to that, right? Kind of throws this damage away, but it guarantees that like he can't play. Like even in, like assuming he had a spell pierce here, for example. Oh, JK, I'm wrong. I think Blink of the Eye is such a bad Magic card too. I don't like losing the cards that I don't respect. But it's fine. Man, I really thought we were going to win that game. I thought we were like monstrously ahead. Maybe I had to use the blinkety eye to turn before. Or maybe I needed to use the dive down to turn before. Also could have used shock on the crackling drake, which would have gave me 4 damage, but then I'm just like trading the Niv Mizzet for basically 1 blind card, because we would have known the shock resolved. Or we would have known if the shock resolved, or the card from the beacon boat before we drew the card from the shock. And I considered that. But I didn't think... I thought that was a line to get us out of that turn alive. I didn't think that was a line that got us out of the game alive. Yeah, punished. Whatever, we keep it. Anything but a land clearly goes to the bottom. I guess that gives me technically an extra look. Fine, I'll keep it. It does take away any chance of playing Search on 2, but... it looks like I messed up. Should have just put it on bottom. But hindsight's always 20/20 and all that. Removal spell one time? Well, somebody likes us. Still don't have another land, but... which has been the story of the last several days. Probably far enough behind now that we can't even win, assuming they have even a crackling drake. I assume they're going to kill this with something. I was not disappointed in my assumptions. Behind on board, behind on lands, and behind on cards. And missing lands again. Seems like another removal spell. Maybe not, though I don't think you typically dump that Arclight without one. So that's kind of interesting. Guess we just have to hope they don't have Niv Mizzet now. I'm supposed to attack. Attacking's the better play versus Niv Mizzet, but like, it's so much worse versus so many other things they can do. Maybe I'm supposed to attack. Not really sure. Sideboarded in Sarkin. That's our old tech. We really like that. Sure. I'm going to go ahead and flip this because I technically need to land. JK, I didn't need to land. Oh, I misclicked. I meant to cast this one. What a tilt. That's the type of play mistakes that get you killed. That's the second time today I've made a major goof like that. Oh, daggers. What a dagger. Luckily, it seems like their hand is useless. So that's fun for us. Alright. I think we're going to steal this one then. Even with my bad play. They'd have to hit. Okay, I just didn't hit anything then. Interesting. Nice! Getting lucky. Alright, we gotta let our opponent. So we always scoop when we're out of prize contention. I accidentally messed up yesterday and forgot to scoop versus someone. I didn't forget. I didn't think they would concede in that spot. I didn't think the game was over. But I guess their hand was like really, really, really bad and they were on tilt or something. I have no idea. Maybe I just was a lot further ahead than I thought I was in yesterday's game. I have no idea. But yeah, we accidentally beat somebody yesterday when we were 0-3. I feel awful about it too. I guess something I actively don't like doing. Our cloud already. Well, we need land, so I like shocking. Now I really dislike shocking because I feel like I have to kill that. Still have the sweet spell pierce. How cool would it be if we got a spell pierce a Sarkin? That's not a Sarkin. Because I'm going to counterspell that and just pray they can't get Dark Lights back. Hey, they can't. Nice. Maybe they needed a land. Who knows? Well, again, I want lands. This gives me the highest chance for a land. I feel like it's safe to play this. Just 3 lands and missing a land, I don't think that we have a lot to worry about these Phoenixes coming back. That particular turn, anyway. not put that in the graveyard. I want it. Now we have this sweet Spell Pierce that might do something. I'm actually just going to counterspell this. I think there's pretty good value in counterspelling Tormenting Voices, especially when they're mana screwed. Nope. I will flip it this time though, because now we get to chart a course. Oh. Guess I'll go ahead and play this now. Maybe we'll find an opt. There's a bunch of sirens going on outside here. I'm keeping the Beacon Boat instead of putting it in the graveyard because if he does get 3 spells somehow, he gets 3 Phoenixes back and it deals with 2. And that's game. They were mana screwed and we have 14 damage. We'll just go ahead and concede here. Alright. And if the reading's right, that means they have a chance to get the pity chest and their money back. Which is sweet. But we did it! Opponent stumbled on lands and we got some wins! Versus one of the matches that I said I wanted to play versus, so. Actually, they didn't stumble on land game 2. We stumbled on lands game 2. They stumbled on threats game 2. Game 3, they had an abundance of threats. Uh-oh. Hey, I've got a new follower. I cannot pronounce your name. I have no idea why, but my Streamlabs did not pop your name up. What the hell? Streamlabs. Why you do this, Streamlabs? Yeah, like literally did not pop your name up. Well, I was going to try to pull it across so you could see, but yeah. I apologize. I also can't pronounce your name, so I'm not even going to try, but thank you for the follow. Maybe that means you followed before and had unfollowed. Hey, Dong, what's up? Not saw you in a while, friendo. Hope you're doing well. A pet Dong. Boom. Hey, we have magic cards. Opponent mulliganed and put on bottom. Hey, it's the Golgari Menace. We're wanting to play versus Golgari. A pretty reasonable hand, too. Leftover chicken. Man, I am jealous. I would like some leftover chicken nuggets. Well, we have no removal spells, so boom. Enigma Drake and the Hizzy. No, they have a black mana. I feel like this is probably the best card in their deck versus me. JK, that card's trash. Nobody should ever play it. Can I just win a race? I feel like I can just win a race. I'll put that on the bottom because I want to land for next turn. I feel like we are race winners right now. I actively want him to have a Vivian. He did not have a Vivian. Get across that table, Drake. We have a good blocky boy now. Pretty sure I just let him draw a card before I take damage. Well, okay. They're attacking with the Midnight Drake too. That means we block. Seeger Squire's going to go to the graveyard. Ooh. Better race than I thought it was going to be. JK. Certainly getting rid of this. I think I can keep that. And then we shocked them to put them at 14 and they dead. We did it! We beat the Golgari Menace that didn't draw a second black mana. doing the things. Oh yeah. Anyway, versus Golgari. This is a lot of mana for a little effect. These aren't great. Probably just these aren't great. I think it's like pretty clear what we're going to bring in. We're going to bring in our cool removal. Dong's good luck. We're going to bring in our cool removal. We're going to bring in our cool removal, and we're going to bring in cool removal. I'm always torn about Entrancing Melodies. I feel like I like them, but I'm not sure. So let's tell our opponent. Seems like I've been typing that a lot lately. Anyway, let's get into the game. I think this hand's a keep. What is this, little bro? Don't want you. Slow draw is slow. So the one we saw, it is in fact the one we saw. Ooh. Good card is good. I'm just gonna keep that. Hopefully we can find a removal spell. Let's just go one card deeper. Hey, we did. Kind of want both of these lands, so I'm going to get rid of this. And I think we're going to pray that we don't see Doom Whisperer right now. Tapping mana quick. Alright, Vivian Reed we can beat. I mean, it's hard to beat, but it's beatable. Oh, that's interesting. They don't even care enough to kill this. Wow. I mean, they probably have something like that, but hopefully they don't have to. They had to. Wah. Wah. That's me crying. Alright, well, we need a land. Alright, I guess we're just playing two dudes then. And hoping we're in a position where we can attack the Vivian next turn. But since they have 5 cards in their hand, I highly doubt that both of these Drakes will survive. I don't think either will. But we did get to turn the Vivian down a little bit. They say turn down for what in the funny books, but so I'm just gonna go ahead and cast this too. I could have done this in obviously a completely better order. Well, it's just Jade Light Ranger, so we have that going for us. Oh, it's Doom Whisperer? Yeah, I don't think we really have an out now. Like, we have Beacon Boat, the one of. So we could draw the other Rao. It's just between this and this, he's going to have so much card advantage at this point. Beacon Boat would be a good draw, though. He attacked my head, too. He did not attack me. Alright, well, we'll keep this. Don't really have enough mana to cast all the things we already have. And I think that's it then. Well, I forgot we had this. But take the Beacon Boat and theoretically still be alive. We just lose all of our things. Oh well, he didn't use any activations either. How sweet. The one positive that we have going for us right now is one of our outs is these Stars of Extinction. So like even if he kills my Rao, it's not great. It's not the end of the world. If he's gonna, he probably has to kill Rao, right? Hopefully they don't have another threat. Well, you're the most cards. Alright, let's see. You technically help. No, you're just gonna die at this point. So to stay alive, we're gonna have to do something like this. Can just get rid of the charter course here. The charter course represents more cards next turn. We're not dead like this, we go to 1. So I think we're going to have a star here, which is why I kept the land, because the charter course might give us a redraw to it next turn. We're certainly buried, though. They've not hit a Carnage Tyrant or anything in this deep of a game. Kind of messed up there. I was supposed to do this in case we hit a shock beforehand, because if we shock this, we could have saved 3 life. So that was just a pretty large error. We didn't hit the shock, so it paid off, but... Or it didn't pay off, it wasn't punishing. This is why we played the land last turn. None of this stuff helps. If we'd killed this, if we'd kept a shock and killed this last turn, we'd be at 4, and then we'd hit 2 removal spells for this turn, so like maybe I just punted that off. I thought we were pretty close to hitting this other Star of Extinction though, and I was just making a play on that. Yeah, I could have punted that, I'm not sure. That might have been a pretty bad mistake by me. And yeah, I'm supposed to preserve my life total as best as possible there. We did get to see almost every card in our deck, though. It was like 10 cards or something we didn't get to see. This hand's pretty heinous. I don't know if I'm supposed to tuck that, but I'm really just trying to get lucky and hit a like Search for Ascanta or something there. No cast down, please. Nice. No 4-3, please. Just be a 3-2. Well, that worked out well. Actually, I think I want both of these. So this gives us options for the following turns. There's a good chance they're going to use most of their mana to try to kill this turn. Which lets me resolve this for kind of 3. Like, obviously, they can kill it next turn or whatever, but when I say kind of 3, I mean, like, if it's a Vivian or whatever, it's just a 1-for-1 of the Vivian. It's not even a 1-for-1 because we're drawing a card, but and we're taking up the bulk of their turn. Yeah, this is why we kept Ral. Ah, daggered! Daggered! So we can't take it down or he can just kill it now, so we're just going to take it up and start looking for lands. In case we need to star. That's the Assassin's Trophy. So they have our next thread on lock. Karn's in your deck? I think Karn's not a good Magic card, but what do I know? Every time I see people playing Karn, I just feel like they've made a giant mistake. Hoping to hit a dive down here. Though I think he'll Assassin's Trophy it before I can draw the card. Which is also a reason that I didn't leave anything on top. I didn't think it even mattered. Alright, well, he has a Karn. And we have a Ral. Hopefully he doesn't have two things. And that'll probably be lethal next turn if he doesn't find the answer. You may have your forest. When they get back? Oh, wow. Thought we were going to win because they took such a long pause, but apparently not. So they got double choop back, didn't they? So getting this thing doesn't do anything? I guess I'll get this one then. They get to get the Doom Whisperer back now. We can guarantee to kill it if we want, assuming they didn't draw an answer. Let's start with this stuff first. Nope. Well, that's a star. So do I want to let them keep getting value out of this, or do I just want to star? I think I'm just going to star. Play my land first. Sucks that it kills our Rao. Feels like such a numbo. Wish we had a, like, one maximized velocity in all of these decks. Do you know how good one maximized velocity in all of these decks would probably be? It'd probably be off the chain insane. So we have a cast down now and a Chupacabra that we know of. I feel like I almost have to have that card, but we're running out of threats. Like, this is 1, 2, 3 Drakes and 3. We have one of each Drake left in our last 20. They're the only way we can deal damage. We have no mass removal left. Our opponent has at least one more removal spell. We have 2 dive downs though, I think. Kinda need a dive down. We also kinda need this to even be alive, so. So another dive down's the 16th card down. JK, we apparently did not need that to be alive. So we have to put that on top. We're going to look for a dive down now since we only have 2 Drakes left. We can take the 2 damage to 1 turn. So they have double removal spell and we have double Drake. We have 2 dive downs into 75 too, so just have to find them. One of our dive downs is a 9th card down now. Something to keep a good memory of. There's our other Drake. Maybe I counted wrong. Maybe there's another dive down that I don't see in my graveyard when I looked. No. I didn't side it out, did I? Nope. Didn't side it out either, so. I think I would rather Lava Coil this one. There's a dive down. Dive down's not as good now as it used to be, though. Am I overlooking it? Or we're supposed to get a dive down in this next draw step, right? Yeah. Okay, I can math still. I was really worried that I couldn't math there. Sure. They not have another one? Oh, they gave up. They didn't read the chat. Oh, tilt. Tilt. They gave up. They weren't reading the chat. Now I feel horrible again. This was a really good game too, and now I'll get left with this terrible feeling. So we knew the next bit of our deck. I typed that 23 minutes ago. He typed too late when I typed that 23 minutes ago. Should have conceded 7. I didn't know you didn't have another removal spell. And then you conceded before you even let me have my turn. Whatever. I feel bad. That's 2 days in a row. Alright. I think I'm going to stop playing these extra games because it honestly makes me feel bad to beat people when we can't prize. I don't know what to do to get 2 more matches on though, because like I always want 5 matches, so I don't know exactly what to do. And where I'm renting for mana traders, I don't want to just start a new league to play like 2 matches and then leave it. Either way though, the deck was fine. Like I said, I feel like it's probably okay versus the top 3 decks in the format. And the 2 we got paired versus we beat. We just got smashed by the giant Eldritch Reborn deck. And we got smashed by 2 Boros aggro decks. Like, I don't think any of that's unreasonable. That's like kind of the results I would have expected. I would have to play obviously more of it to see if it's better than just normal Drakes, but it felt fine and I enjoyed it. And I thought the last 2 matches we played, the ones versus Drakes and the ones versus Golgaris, were actually like really close and cool too. The matches versus Boros, not very close, not very cool, but like I said, the normal Phoenix Drakes typically lose that match anyway, unless they're making giant concessions and playing like a lot of cannonades and a lot of mystics and stuff, and like I don't know if it's worth doing all that for. But yeah, nothing's made me think that Golgari still just isn't the best deck by a lot. Like, I'm confident. I shouldn't say confident because I'm a bad Magic player. In my eyes, Golgari is the most customizable deck, and I don't think it has. I don't think it has any bad matches. Like, I think you can build it to beat whatever you want, and I think it's the best across the board when you do that. So like say I build this deck to beat Boros, I feel like I give up a large percentage in some of my other matches. Whereas like if I build Golgari to beat Boros, like I think I give up some percentage in the other matches. Like the mirror match is probably going to get a lot worse. But like I don't think you lose as big as percent. But I'm probably just wrong. Like I'm just so single-minded. I don't know. If I was PPTQing today, I would 100% be on black-green, but I'm not PTQing because the Cleveland PTQs are over and I don't care about London at all. I wouldn't go to London even if I did win one. So we'll have to see the next time that it seems interesting to me. Let's see if there's anybody to host. Cancer research. Yeah, my mom's had cancer before. I'll host a dude just playing for cancer research. Can't even tell what format he's really playing. He's playing Cube. I really don't want to host a Cube player. But I like his stream alright. I have 7 viewers. I'm actually just not even going to bother to host anybody. Anyway, so that was this. There'll be a video going up on YouTube in 10-ish minutes of us getting creamed when we played Big Red. And I guess that was a spoiler alert. I shouldn't say that. Of us playing Big Red. Anyway, take care everybody and thanks for stopping by.